Pray, light your lantern, master.
We shall remain here.
You made it after all. Guess that means I win. Oi, you lot best pay up.
Dear me.
You're here. I've been waiting for you.
Each day's the same. One of four, I tell you.
It ought to be said for peace and quiet.
You didn't disappoint, did you? You've done well. Seems only fair I answer any questions weighing on you. Go on. Ask away. Figures you'd want to know about him. We're supposed to be neutral. Ordinarily, I wouldn't say a word about one of our jobs. But I suppose I can tell you, the situation being what is. His real name is Dara. He was one of us, once. But he's been exiled. We had no choice, see? After he went off to play the false arisen, we're men and women of shadow. Center stage isn't our place to stand. That's why he was cast out. He'll ne'er be part of our village again. That all you wanted to ask? For all this, Dara was in line to become the next thief maester, but he failed. Took a massive injury to the chest during the trial, so the title fell to me. That's when he went off, saying he used the scar on his chest to pose as the Arisen. And what a scheme that turned out to be, eh? Now he gets to sit pretty on the best seat in the kingdom. Still, you'd have a hard time proving that he's not who he says he is. He's a wily one, that Dara. Always was careful not to leave behind a shred of evidence. But we can't have him thinking that he gets to go off and enjoy a peaceful life in the lap of luxury after breaking our code. Methinks he needs something to remind him of the debt he owes us. Here, this should do the trick. Now, as to the Maester's teaching, not sure you'll be able to use it to its fullest potential, but I'll show it to you.
I'm just grateful I get to lead a quiet
Take
life.
joys by the handful.
That all you wanted to ask? What can I say? Not many people bother with this place. Luckily for me, you were different. Knew I was right to bet in favor of the Arisen. Anyway, most visitors get fooled into going up to the manor. We send them packing with a trifle, and if they don't question it, good riddance. Anyone that complacent has got no business being a thief. We only train the rare few who make it here. Some might go so far as to say that the entire village was built around this spot. That all you wanted to ask? Aye. Till next time, then.
Can't say prayer if it did much for me.
You're the one, then? Fie. I'd hoped I'd not be seeing you here.
It ought to be said.
How dare you?
Huzzah!
You've my gratitude.
So this is where you were, Master. I searched high and low for you.
Do take care not...
I suppose I could indulge you.
Fancy a look at my wares? It's been a
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
time to be heading home.
It is wrong. Rather narrow here. Be on your guard.
Let us proceed with due caution. 'Tis most queer. Aspects of this place differ from what I remember of our previous visit.
What could be the cause? This demands further investigation.
We've got goblins!
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness. This battle is ours!
Next time I can grant you an elemental boon.
This seems a decent spot for a campsite.
'Tis a dangerous thing traveling after dark. Mayhap we could pass the night here.
Well, we've eaten our fill. What say we settle our stomachs with a few hours' sleep? I've just recalled. I found a treasure chest near here during my travels beyond the rift. May I show you to its location? I'd fain lead the way, if you would be so kind as to follow me.
You have our gratitude. Lead the way.
Battle is best avoided here.
roaring flame.
Focus. The moment of the decision is still out. I would never have imagined that a monster could be put to use like this. Interesting. I shall have to inform my own masterpiece.
Now that's a surprise.
All together now! We attack as one!
Strike fast and true, and our quarry shall fall! It is broken, and repairing it is beyond our means. We have no choice but to take it into
Plainly speaking, it is a bother.
So close a call offers no solace in victory.
We ought to consider this a lesson. This is what befalls one who lets down their guard.
I'm saved. Thank you, Arisen.
You're like to grow overburdened if you keep picking up every little trinket you find.
I'd sooner not battle those with whom we have no quarrel. Yet if they mean us harm, we can but defend ourselves.
You have my support.
think you can run? You're scared. You should be.
Use these flames to smite our enemies.
You scared? You should be.
I can't imagine we're in need of a campsite just now.
'Tis enough to make camp only when the need arises.
I'm going to enjoy this.
This looks as if 'twould fetch a hefty sum.
Whether or not we make the sale is for the Arisen to decide.
I'd wager there's aught to be found here.
We ought to take a closer look. In traversing other worlds, I came to know of a treasure chest in this area. Perchance you'd like to see it. This place offers a view of the sea.
I imagine we would not escape a plunge into the water's depths. Let me get that.
There, Master! Saurians!
Isopaths work wonders against their ilk.
Most impressive, Master.
Our foe is not yet routed.
That was certain.
I see you've been drenched. Dry off as soon as you can. I grant you the glory of the blade.
This is generally used as a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time. No one can defend themselves when grappled like this.
I've just recalled a little tidbit I heard from the locals.
Regarding the Vermundian military, yes?
Indeed. Tell is, there's been a shift in the... How are we to get through this door?
Come to think of it, was there not another task we were to see to somewhere nearby?
Efficiency is not the only factor worthy of consideration.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here? My magic grants you an elemental boon.
It seems we have engraved our foe.
Why do you not use that range guard, Sounds good, Fred. As a busy man.
Over here, if you please.
Oh dear.
Let me get that.
The one we seek isn't here. Perchance we've come at the wrong time.
The current hour ill suits our progress. Let us visit an inn or make camp, and set out again later.
There's our quarry now. Seems we were in the right place after all.
I am well aware of the particulars.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Have you divined aught of the false sovereign, your Majesty? This appears to be a bill calling for the arrest of a man named Dara. But hold a moment. Does this man's countenance not bear an uncanny resemblance to that of the false sovereign? I see. If your Majesty is certain that the two are one and the same, then I am convinced as well. However, I'm afraid this paper alone does not constitute sufficient proof. Ah, but of course. I surmise your Majesty intends to post the bill and invite suspicion. A clever plan. The Queen Regent will be forced to deny any connection to our new sovereign, yet will be unable to remove the bill from the public eye. Furthermore, 'twill serve as an attestation to Dara's existence, which shall remain an undeniable truth till the man resurfaces. And all the while, the doubts lurking in the hearts of the citizenry will continue to deepen. A clever ploy indeed. I shall attend to this matter personally. I've no doubt that this bill will prove its worth in due course. You have my gratitude, your Majesty. Your aid has been invaluable.
So, the false sovereign operates at the behest of Queen Regent Disa.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. I've been unable to uncover aught of use through my own channels. Is there aught else you would speak of, your Majesty? Do not forget that we work to serve.
Would you mind coming over here?
This might be worth a read.
Shall we take a closer look?
Good tidings, friend. How have you been keeping? As for me, I made the most of my week-long sojourn. One might even say I enjoyed myself overmuch. You see, I grew so fond of the destination my feet carried me off to, methinks I should like to live there. And that's when I thought, mayhap you've grown just as fond of this dwelling. Fond enough to purchase it from me? I can't just give it to you, mind. I've my relocation costs to consider, but I'd sell it to you cheap as I can afford. Well, friend, what say you? Sorry I am to hear it. You know where to find me, should you change your mind.
'Tis the dream of many to own a home, Master. Shall we gather the requisite funds to make it our own?
Indeed, you are correct.
So tired. I'd kip just about anyone. I'll make a living if I get myself in.
Might you consider lightening your pack, Master?
Perhaps 'tis time we returned to our base of operations and deposited some of our finds.
Right, door's locked. That should do it.
I'd sooner stay out of battle, where it's possible.
Nattering all day is tiring work.
How are we to fight with such worn-out gear?
There's got to be something fun to do.
Faring well, I hope.
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
Ox carts make for relatively safer travel.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
Need anything?
Living's hard, but dreams are free, I would say.
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
We ought to put it to good use.
It's been a hard day.
It brightens the heart to see so many smiles about.
At your
Welcome.
Oh, could use a rest.
This looks as good a place as any. Oh, would that I could spend all day here.
Well met, son. How might I be of service?
Oh, good to see you. Finally, some peace and quiet.
I'm in no hurry to leave. Fancy a look at my wares?
Getting anyone's head to market, methinks.
I swear I've never slept better.
They say the Sovereign was bathed in the dragon's fell flame. Such of his countenance was burned beyond recognition. And yet he draws breath. What surer sign could there be that he is our ruler true? I do hope his majesty shall recover soon. Mayhap he'll walk among the people, that we might thank him for his deeds.
A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
It's a thankless job, this.
Well, then, son, how might I be of service?
Gather round! Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it... Aye, got some coin to spare your humble storyteller? What would you of me? I'll have no trouble, thank you.
Lots to do. Fancy a look at my wares?
Gather round! Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall speak of riddles and monsters with frightful mystique. In the north of Vermund is our curious tale staged, where ventured a hero off the page. He delved into a temple of baleful feature, only to be confronted by a four-legged creature. But when our hero drew his blade, unto him a demand was made. And who the asker? Why, the beast! An uncanny affair, to say the least. Yet there was no time for shock and dismay, as "Answer my riddle," did the fearsome thing say. The trickery was clear. To respond meant certain doom. But in the midst of his answer, heaved out...
Got something for me?
I'd heard tell of a beggar doing well for himself, so I came out here to learn his ways. But it's clear this storytelling's got little to do with his wealth. So where's he get his coin then? Makes a man wonder, it does. Could be he's involved in something untoward, eh?
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe... my throat with a mug of ale.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
We ought to put it to good use.
In the north of Vermund is our curious tale staged, where ventured a hero off the page. He delved into a temple of baleful feature, only to be confronted by a four-legged creature. But when our hero drew his blade, unto him a demand was made. And who the asker? Why, the beast! An uncanny affair, to say the least. Yet there was no time for shock and dismay, as "Answer my riddle" did the beast.
Ah, now here's a surprise.
A splendid discovery. Interesting. I shall have to inform my own master of this.
So a mighty attack did our hero dispense, to conquer his foe and banish it thence. With a single strike was the towering beast repelled, to quail in fear at the mortal strength it beheld. Such is the legacy of Lord Rosamond, who, needless to say, was the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day.
Each new day is a chance.
Gather round! Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, aye, got some coin to spare your humble storyteller? Much appreciated. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall speak of riddles and monsters with frightful mystique. In the north of Vermund is our curious tale staged, where ventured a hero of...
I'd heard tell of a beggar doing well for himself, so I came out here to learn his ways. But it's clear this story... So where's he get his coin, then? Makes a man wonder, it does. Could be he's involved in something...
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I'll...
Good day, sir.
Gather round, treat...
One day, I'm going to have proper raiment.
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller.
What?
And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall speak of riddles and monsters with frightful mystique. In the north of Vermund is our curious tale staged, where ventured a hero off the page. He delved into a temple of baleful feature, only to be confronted by a four-legged creature. But when our hero drew his blade, unto him a demand was made. And who the asker? Why, the beast! An uncanny affair, to say the least. Yet there was no time for shock and dismay, as "Answer my riddle," did the fearsome thing say. The trickery was clear. To respond meant certain doom. But in the midst of his answer, he'd doubtless been consumed. So a mighty attack did our hero dispense, to conquer his foe and banish it thence. With a single strike was the towering beast repelled, to quail in fear at the mortal strength it beheld. Such is the legacy of Lord Rosamond, who, needless to say, was the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day.
I'm in fine fettle today.
I've just about had my fill of this ruckus.
I swear I've never slept better.
Oh, goodness.
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale.
There's a ladder here.
Ah, excellent find.
And should my story entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soak my...
Welcome to Bjorn's, and quality's what you need if you want to survive. So before you check the price, just remember, Kaisers die early deaths. Many thanks. I appreciate the bit.
Our packs are heavier. And our purse is far lighter.
An investment made for safer travels can hardly be called extravagant.
Should my story entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall tell of a serpent with powers most fell. Our hero ventured into a shrine long enclosed, whereupon he found serpent and soldiers in battle opposed. Though to the soldiers' aid he would fain have leapt, unease overtook him, so behind a pillar he crept. And not a moment too soon, for there came a flash of light. ere the room filled with screams, soldiers wailing at their plight. Then the shrine grew deathly still, and our hero was all alone. For every last soldier had been transformed into stone. Wary of his foe, and with presence of mind, the man crept up to the pillar upon which 'twas entwined. Seeing his moment, he unsheathed his blade and brought the pillar low in a thundering cascade. The gloating serpent was caught by surprise, and with a pitiful... Aye, got some coin to spare your humble storyteller? Much appreciated. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, a flash of light, ere the room filled with...
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
We ought to put it to good use.
The shrine grew deathly still, and our hero was all alone. But every...
What to do? Got to try and stay away. Welcome sight.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
It would allow us to save our strength, assuming we are not attacked, that is.
Time to be heading home.
If I could, I'd never leave.
Come rain or shine, I'll make the best of it.
It's been a hard day.
Have you needed me?
Tad Rowdy.
All this worrying's giving me an achy back.
All this hustle and bustle puts me right at home.
I'll have nightmares if I let myself worry very much.
What should I get up to?
It gladdens the heart to see so many smiles about.
Tad Rowdy.
Nod off where I
Gone
stand.
from West.
Surrounded by winters on all sides.
I'm in fine fettle today. What to make of this?
The hours seem to fly when I'm here.
Times are hard. Nice to see you again. I can tell half as many lies as you
Do you stop?
Time to be heading. Look as long as you please.
Sometimes I wonder if I'd be better off a hermit.
That'll be the day.
Well met. You are come to Shakir's Inn. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost hospitality in all Vernworth. Much obliged.
This inspires more as long as you please.
Time to head to market, methinks. Good day, sir. What might you be looking for?
There's a ladder here.
Ah, excellent find.
You're always such fun to talk to. Go find a tavern.
Mayhap I'll seek out a town of it.
I'll make a living if I get myself in.
What brings you here?
A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
Got any tales to liven up my day?
Now where was I bound again?
Almost time to set out.
Stomach's complaining so hard. I'll have an early supper.
I suppose I ought to move on. Well then, son. How might I be no hurry to leave?
Places such as this nourish the spirit.
Tad rowdy.
I hope the weather holds.
Puts me in the mood for some.
To each their own, as they say.
Lots to do.
This is... Most convenient. Another day. Destination we...
No one's going to aid a poor man like me.
Spot to while away an afternoon.
At least here I can enjoy my own company. I'm sure I can handle this.
I don't know what to do.
Long day of work.
What should I do?
I'd sooner stay out of the battle where it's possible.
Bunch of sluggards. Need new blood. What do ye want?
We shall await you here, Master.
Got to focus. My head will go if all goes awry.
Got to work if I'm to put bread on the table. If I stay here.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
I wonder what
We've no healing magic at our disposal, so a curative will have to do.
Incidentally,
solution eludes me, but I'm certain
Taken a wrong turn.
got to sell off what I can while I'm in town.
I don't feel safe here.
Arms! Arms for the poor! Pray grant those less fortunate
Such quietude is a blessing. I'd soon stay up. Gladly stay away. You!
Welcome. Soon as my ship's done, I'm on to these Sabbath facts acting up today.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
We ought to put it to good use.
Good evening, sir. I trust you fared all right on the road? Despite the hour. Much obliged.
I fear I've no wisdom to offer. Look, as long as you please.
Someone can turn you back.
It's been a hard day. Will someone do aught about this?
Mayhap I really would have been better off. The sooner my duties
That's such...
We shall await you here, ma.
You are the Arisen, yes? The captain gave me your description. Follow me!
Just about anyone.
It is best you move along. Should one of the other guards espy you, I will be forced to play my part. Pray, be cautious, Your Majesty. 'Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards espy you, I will be forced to play my part. Pray, be cautious, Your Majesty.
Cast off the stress. Mayhap I really would have been better off.
Have you heard? There's to be more restrictions on goods traded with Batar.
Us are a sign that all is well.
I've been on my feet all day. My legs are as lead.
What is that? Spice.
Presume to confound me, do you?
Another fancy party hosted by the Arisen. You'd think he's feeling plenty merry by now.
Best mind that tongue before you lose it.
Listen, I've seen my fair share of noble Arisen. Wastrels and curs, the lot of them.
This one's the genuine article. Surely you've heard tell of how he repelled the dragon.
You're far from your state.
I cannot permit you to enter the masquerade hall in your current raiment. 'Tis ill-suited to the occasion.
My back's so stiff after a day.
I should very much like to rejoin you, Master.
Good tidings to you. Are you the Arisen, perchance? Aye, I thought you might be the one. My husband spoke of you, you see. 'Tis through him I hear much of the gossip going around town. I suppose you're here to see him. You'll have to come another day, I fear. He's been sent out on a mission, and I can't say when he'll return. 'Tis a perilous mission at that. I've heard he is to fell a Dullahan at the Illdoer's resting place. I worry for him. I do hope he'll fare all right.
Quite the predicament.
There's a ladder here.
Ah, excellent find.
Good to see people in such high spirits.
One day.
Someone comes looking for a fight, I won't say no.
Really now?
Weary at this hour, sir? You must have quite a tape. To tell. Much obliged.
Look, as long as you...
Suppose I could visit someplace new.
What is doing this morning?
Always another errand to see to.
I don't know what to do.
Wouldn't say no to a nice, juicy feast.
Isn't there anything to do around here?
I'd sooner stay out of battle, where it's possible.
We shall remain here.
townspeople depend on it. Everyone's as tired as I am, seems like.
Have you come to release me from this jail? Who are you? Aha! Then we are presented with three options. Either the law of our world that allows only one arisen has been upended, or Deesa's arisen is false, or you are lying to me. Have you proof that you are arisen, as you say? Ah, they say the Arisen's breast bears a wound akin to the dragon's claw. By that mark, 'twould seem 'tis true. This reminds me of a happening 148 years ago. During the reign of Regent Alphonse, a man named Crusoe appeared and claimed to be arisen. He went before the people, insisting that he, and not Regent Alphonse, was the true arisen, the one fit to lead them as their ruler. And what befell him, you ask? Ha! Crusoe was discovered to be a liar, whereupon his head was liberated from his shoulders on the spot. Aye, I dare say your arrival portends another beheading, but whose will it be, Escape? But why? Here, I spend my days perusing the code and deciphering old texts. I can devote all my time to my own interests. And I need not turn my ear to Deesa's absurd demands. 'Tis a paradise to me, this cell. That said, if you know of a place with a mountain of tomes I could delve into, I might rethink the matter. Tell me, does that ring any bells? I suspected as much. Then we are done here. Leave me be.
The magistrate seeks a place to quench his thirst for knowledge. Where might we find one, I wonder?
There was a place fitting that description within the slums, as I recall.
Yes, of course. I see it now.
Wait for the new equipment to come in.
Tell is, Vermund was once the Beastren Kingdom.
Truly?
Indeed. Though 'tis not widely known among the common folk. What's got you in such a good mood?
This place is very dreary.
I like to come here when I need a minute to think. This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
We ought to put it to good use.
It's my back's not acting up today.
Been catching naught but fry of late.
Let's see. Where to rest? My head will roll if aught goes awry.
I'm not risking my life for a pittance.
Naught to look forward to, but a long day of work.
What might you be looking
When
for?
does my watch end?
Let's get to work.
Can I throw in?
Mayhap I'll set out on my own adventure someday.
Tidy storefront.
Oh dear.
At once, Master.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Fewer monsters are to be found in the main road.